I'm joined now by Dean Crutchfield. He is the CEO of Crutchfield and Partners, a New York-based brand advisory firm. Well, when you think of Chinese brands, one name that comes to mind, and you heard it in the story, ZTE. They're probably top of mind now for all the wrong reasons. They're caught up in this trade tussle between the United States and China. Is that one of the problems in extending your brand, getting caught up in these trade troubles, you think?
Well, there's always problems when you look at the geopolitical influence that people have on international expansion of brands, whether you're an American brand or a Chinese brand. We've seen it work both ways. This is a bad situation. The difference between a rut and a grave is the depth, and clearly here matters are at a division of deep regret. ZTE put out 47 million phones last year. Without Android, it's not going to exist. So clearly it's a major situation for a company that was being one of the fastest growing brands that China had.
Yeah, and listening to the interview there, he's saying, we're too dependent. It was interesting. I was listening to an interview earlier today with the CEO of Starbucks, and someone asked him if he was positioned yet to open up some places in Pyongyang. That, of course, got a laugh. But if you're in China, though, you can find Starbucks everywhere. What's it going to take for some of China's big brands to have this breakout and have a big splash on the world stage?
Well, I think they already are having a big splash. There's something that they can celebrate, and we should applaud China for what it's achieved with its brands. About 4 years ago, the top 100 brands of China were valued at about $380 billion. Today, that's $680 billion. It's a phenomenal rise. In fact, the top 100 Chinese brands last year added more value than the US stock market. So there really is some amazing things happening from China, and they're building a very strong basket of brands that are perfect for the stage, for the world stage. And so there's a lot of opportunities from startups like Vivo to obviously established players like Huawei.
And Dean, talk to us about the second Chinese Brands Day, actually signifying a day to really kind of celebrate your brands.
Absolutely, and I say China has a lot to celebrate. They've done amazingly well. I think when you look at brands, they liberate economies, and if you look at what China's about today, President Xi has talked about the Chinese dream, and when you look at people's dreams, they're often met by brands, the aspirations, the inspirations that brands supply. So it really does fit China's ambitions really well to build its brands, not just locally, but internationally. If you think about the success of America over the years, it wasn't just the size of the economy or its military. It was also the size and attraction of its brands. Back in the day of Disney and IBM, today with Google, Facebook, Uber. It's always been a major player on the major stage, and its brands have always been an ambassador for the country. And clearly China has that opportunity too by putting its brands on the world stage.
Dean, thanks so much for joining us from New York. Really appreciate your analysis.